So let's say you've opened your chart and you want to pick trades. How will you analyze the market and pick trade using supply and demand? That is what we're going to talk about in this video. So if you are new, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment if you have any question, like the video. So if you open your chart, this is how to go by to find your trade. First of all, if you are trading with supply and demand, you need to mark them on your chart. So we have this zone here created, which is a perfect demand zone created here. I just mark it. Let me change the color to this one. It's a demand zone around this place, and we have supply zone around here. Okay, so this is what you need to do if you want to find demand and supply zone, or if you are trading with demand and supply zone. First of all, you need to mark your zones. Okay, if you want to know more about supply and demand, I have a video on the channel talking about supply and demand zones. You can go check them out. Okay, so the reason why I took this zone was, you can see there was a reaction here, there was a push because price has reacted to that place multiple times and there was a push. That's why I took that place as my demand zone. And you can also take this place to as your demand zone, but I'm taking the extreme low. Okay, so you need to take the extreme low. If there's several low or two lows, you go for the extreme low. All right, so I'm taking the extreme low, which is this one, this low here, as my demand zone, expecting price to come to that place, and I'm taking the buy from there. Okay, so before price comes there into the zone, this area here becomes my supply zone, which I'm expecting price to come there, and I'll sell to the downside. Okay, so if price comes into this zone like this zone, we are looking for reaction around here, then we sell to the downside. Okay, and if it comes here too, we look for entries around here, and then we buy to the upside. And let's say we are taking this area here to be another minor zone. Let's say we are taking this place to be another demand zone, because that place is also a demand zone because of the reaction around this place. Okay, because of the base around here before the push to the upside. So we are taking, let me change this one to black. Okay, we are taking that place to be the demand zone because of the reaction around here and the push to the upside. So we are expecting price to react to that place. You can see there was a reaction for price there. Price has come onto the demand zone. That is the first demand zone. There has been price tapping onto it. So I'll be looking to take my trade if I see confirmation around here to the upside. Okay, so look at how to take a trade in this case. Now let's go to the 30-minute time frame. So guys, let me identify the zones around this place so that it won't confuse us. So this is the supply zone, and let me show you this one here, demand zone. So this is how you need to go by this. See? Okay, so this is how you need to go by this. This one should be here. Okay, now I'm looking for confirmation around this place. You can see when price was coming into the zone, we have a lower high here, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. There was a push down, push up, push down. Let me change this one. I think I don't like the way. Let me pick this one. Let me use this one. Okay, so I'm looking for reaction candles around this place like this. You can see there's a push up, price created a high. I want to see a low here, and if there's a proper confirmation, we hop on this trade to the upside, guys. So now let's look at how price will behave inside that zone. All I want to see is price come. You can see price has come into the zone. All right, so price has come into the demand zone. Okay, so now we have equal lows around this place. Let me go to the 1 hour. So in the 1 hour, this is what we're having. Remember, in the overall trend, we are expecting price to come all the way to this place, but because it's reacting to this demand zone here, it will probably go up here before coming here. So whatever price does, we are looking to take that trade. Whatever it do, okay, so we are reacting to price. Okay, so now there has been a test on this zone here. Okay, there's been a test on this zone here. I want to see more reaction around here, then I hop on the trade, carry the trade to the upside, okay, so now let's see how price will react in the zone. So let me do this one here. Okay, so we have a low, we have equal low here. Okay, so now let's see. Now you can see price created double bottom here. So I will pick this trade around this place, stop loss will be here, and then we target this area here. Okay, so stop loss will be this low, then you target this area here, the supply zone. All right, let's see whether we will get this trade correct. Now you see how price is moving. If price is able to break this high here to this area, I'll just lock in profit and push price and push the stop loss up. So this is a case where you need to lock profit and move stop loss all the way to break even. If something like this happens, you need to move stop loss to break even and watch whatever price is going to do. So this one is the supply zone. If we see no reaction to the TP, I'll just go ahead and close this trade. Now let's see how price is going to react to the supply zone. The moment price is approaching a supply zone and it changes character on its way to the supply zone, you can see when price was going into the zone, what was happening around this place? Look, we are having a push up, a retracement, push up, push down. You can see price break this low here. Okay, so there has been a change of character around this place. There you have to know that you need to exit this trade right here. Okay, because there has been a change of character on its way. So this supply zone might be this area here. Okay, so this area here becomes the supply zone. Okay, because it is actually this area here that led to the break of the low. Okay, this area here was the base of this push. Okay, so now the supply zone is actually here but not the top there. Okay, so now that price has come into the zone, now we should be looking to take entries around this place to the downside, since this area here is the supply zone. So this is how to trade it if price approaches a supply zone. Now price has tapped into the supply zone, which is here. Let me zoom in more so you can see. We had that tapping into the zone around this place where there has been a change of character around here. Okay, so in the moment price push back into the supply zone again, there should be a trade around this place to the downside. Why am I saying that? Because we have this place to be a lower high. We have a lower high, and now we have a lower low around this place. Now we want to see a push up created another lower high, then we take the sell from there to the downside, because we sell high and then we buy low. Okay, so we want to see price push up into the zone, somewhere around the zone like this, then we pick our entry from there to the downside, because in the overall trend we are targeting this low here. Okay, this buy zone, that's what we're targeting. So now that is what we are anticipating. Let's see whether price is going to come for us to pick an entry, or price is going to leave us out of this trade. Now, as I said, now you see how price was able to come back into the area here. Okay, so this area here would have been your entry trade. Your stop loss will be above here, then you target this main demand zone here. Okay, so this would have been your trade if you are trading with supply and demand. This is how to approach this if you are trading with supply and demand. Now let's see if this trade is going to go for us. So we have another break of low here. Okay, now there has been a lower low. Okay, so price will maybe push up around this place before the sell, because there has been a low here. You see, now it's going, because there has been a low here, there has to be a high before the push. Okay, now you see how price is pushing for us. It is coming all the way to this demand zone here that was created all the way from this area here. Okay, so now let's see. So we have a low here, let's analyze this one and see whether we can also find another entry and hop on. Now we have a high here. This is a high. Now we have a low here. We have price push down here. This is also a high. Now we have another low here. We are expecting another high to here, and then we look for entry around that place to the downside. Okay, so if price push up again to this high, then I'll try and find an entry around this place to the downside, or maybe if there's nothing happening like that, we just wait and see how price is going to behave around that place. Now let's see. So what is price doing there? Price is still dropping. Now you see price push up again. Price wants to push up into that area. You can see price wants to push up. Let's see. The moment price push up to this zone here, I'll look to take an entry maybe from this place to the downside, because this area here becomes a supply zone. Okay, if price reacts here, it will be more entry to the downside. Now let's see how price is going to behave in that zone. So you see price came back there and trying to drop. You see price came back, tap into the zone again and trying to drop to the downside. Now let's see. We are targeting this demand zone. Perfect hit into the demand zone, guys. So have you seen how we came by with that trade? All right, so that is what you need to do. First of all, you need to mark the supply zone and the demand zones in the market. Okay, that is what you need to do first. Mark the supply zone, the demand zones in the market, and you need to target which area price is coming for. So if price is dropping something like this, maybe like this from here, it is coming here, then you need to know that the price is coming again at this place. It's coming to react to this one and come here. Okay, so this is what you need to do. And the moment price comes into the zone 2, you need to find confirmation around there before you pick the trade to the upside. Not that price just come there and then you take the trade. If not, you always end up at the wrong side of the move. So you always need to look for confluences if you want to hop on the trade. Now that we have price back into the demand zone, if you want to pick a trade around this place, now you should be looking for confirmation candles or confluence if price is going to reverse around this demand zone to the upside. Okay, if you pick a trade just the moment price comes into the zone, it is going to be a wrong trade because you don't know whether this zone it is going to hold or not. So you need to look for more confirmations around this place before you hop on the trade. So now let's see, is there any confluence around here for us to hop on that buy trade? Let's see. If there's a confirmation, fine. If we see no confirmation, then we're gonna leave this trade the way it is. So guys, have you seen when price got into the zone, there were no confluence. Price didn't confirm to us that it is going to hold to this zone. It just broke the zone and started dropping to the downside. In this case, there was no confirmation here, so there was no trade around this place. So now let's see where price is targeting next. We have any demand zone around that place? Let's see. Yes, we have this demand zone around that place. So this place becomes the moment. This place becomes the new demand zone. Okay, that price is aiming for. Why am I saying that? Because it was this zone that led to the break of this high here. Okay, this zone led to the break of this high here. Okay, and also this zone here was also the zone that led to this impulsive move here. There was also a base around this place. Okay, so now these are the things you look for to mark a supply and demand zone. There was a base around that place, and that place too there was a price push massively from that zone. Okay, so that means price is targeting all the way from here to this demand zone, and if there's a reaction around here, you take the trade from there to the upside, guys. So this is how to map price to see whatever price is happening whether it's going to drop, buy or sell, then to trade according to the direction of what the price is doing. So now price has pushed back into this area here. You can look for entries around here because the demand zone is down here where price is targeting, where we have already calculated for. Okay, so now you look for trade around this place to the downside where price is coming to the demand zone. Now let's see. Now before we continue, look at how price did in the zone before they push up. Okay, so I just took the trade when price just got into the zone, but you can see that when price was approaching to the zone, we're having this low here, push up, push down. There was a push up with tracement to the downside around this place. So the moment price goes up here, give us reaction around this place. That's why we're going to take the sell from here to the downside. If it doesn't do that, you don't take the sell. Okay, so guys, this is how to apply supply and demand to trade the market. You need to mark the supply and demand zones, know where price is targeting. Okay, and if price gets into the zone, look for confluence around the place and then pick your trades. Subscribe to the channel, comment if you have any question, and like the video. I'll see you guys same time in the next episode.